Okay, well, breaking news of the century on TikTok. It's a love story. Taylor just said yes. Taylor, you like that?
Pretty good.
Taylor and Travis are getting married, y'all. Travis Kelce popped the question in a stunning garden. And now, here we are, 2 years later, after he went on his podcast and said he wanted to give his number to Taylor. Travis Kelce, not the only footballer with a glow-up. We welcome in Dan Orlovsky, joining us now.
How come the hydrangeas in my backyard don't look like that?
Don't look like that? Exactly.
Use some sunscreen, by the way.
Because,
okay, all right.
It's because compared to them, we're poor. So, Dan, obviously, personal life booming for Travis Kelce. Big year for him. Not so much from the field last year, right? Like, what do you expect to see from him this season?
Yeah, thank you for asking me the football stuff and not the pop culture stuff. I think we see one of those like big time bounce back years by Travis Kelce. He's gone 2 years in a row where he has not eclipsed 1,000 yards. And, you know, even to his own admission, maybe was at moments slightly distracted in comparison to his past. And so this is a revamped offensive line on the left side for the Chiefs offense. Big deal. They have plenty of speed. Rashee Rice should be available for a chunk of that season, losing him last year. So I think realistically, eclipsing 90 catches again, going over 1,000 yards and getting those touchdowns flirting with double digits, I honestly believe is realistic when it comes to the expectation of his production.
Especially because love is a powerful performance-enhancing drug.
Yeah.
And one that you can get away with.
Yeah.
Kevin?
By the way, I'm not sure if you've heard, but the Browns quarterback room had some changes yesterday.
Oh, trust me, I have heard.
Kenny Pickett traded to the Raiders, so Dillon Gabriel moves to number 2 in the depth chart.
Yeah.
When you look at the third-round pick, what are your expectations about what he can do?
Well, being the QB2 is deserved. It's deserved because of the way that he played on tape, obviously coming off of the third-round draft pick by them. I think the number one thing that stood out was how fast he played. He would move so efficiently and so quickly with his progressions, and the ball would come out to really, in many ways, help offensive linemen. Look how quickly this happens. That front side backer is going to blitz and trigger. And then as the quarterback, you want to essentially replace where that linebacker is leaving from. That tight end's got a 10-yard hook. It's 3rd and 10. It has to be in between those two second-level defenders. 2 seconds, the ball's coming out of his hands before that tight end is looking for the football, and you put it on his left shoulder to pull him away from that backer. That's NFL speed, that's NFL windows, that's NFL timing. Bottom of the screen, it's what we call a sail concept, but it's really that corner route that's going to be thrown at about the 5-yard line. 1, 2, 3, balls coming out in 2.3 seconds, and it's getting layered over and underneath guy, but before that last level defender perfectly. So it's not only accuracy with the football, but anticipation alongside of it. So preseason, yes, but just the speed that he played with, I think warranted being QB2, and the arm strength that was a little bit surprising. If you're the Browns, you feel comfortable if he has to play.
Interesting quarterback room. When Joe Flacco made his NFL debut, Dillon Gabriel was 7. Shedeur Sanders was 6.
I was going to say, older than I thought. Older than I thought.
They were alive.
Yeah.
Something.
They're breathing.
Chiefs. Guess who's Bazak? Dan Orlovsky.
Beanie Siegel.
Oh, do you know a little? If we can get you eating seasoning, you can come to the cookout, Dan. Let's stay right there with
baby steps.
Yeah, exactly.
Little room for improvement. That's what we're looking at when it comes to Caleb Williams as well. Room for improvement.
Yeah.
What did you see from the quarterback in that last preseason outing?
Yeah, just a little bit of salt and pepper. No, there's moments when you still watch Caleb and you go, there's the stuff that you're trying to coach out of his game. Early on in the game, this is called a short in and an in route. That number 1 receiver wins, and the read is that inside linebacker. If he's getting depth, having vision inside, you just get that ball out of your hands, dump it to Rome Odunze. Worst case, you're getting 8 to 10 yards, but he holds it, runs around, it's a throwaway, and it ends up being 3rd and long. And then you go to situational football. It's 2nd and 3, okay? It's man-to-man coverage. This play, if that linebacker runs underneath the top receiver and does not get picked, it's not a good play. And so unless you are fully anticipating you're going to throw that in route to the tight end, you have to know, do not try to do too much. Don't run around, throw the football away, don't take a sack, because instead of 3rd and 3 with a throwaway, it becomes 3rd and 10, and that's not something that's going to likely be converted. Now, later on in that game, there were moments when you saw him make that early mistake and kind of correct it. So I think you're encouraged. It's not going to be perfect. I try to tell Bears fans there are going to be games when he looks awesome, and I think there's going to be games that you get frustrated. How much can he take his talent and get it to play complementary football from underneath the center is going to be a huge story for the Bears offense, because what's best for the Bears offense isn't necessarily what's best for Caleb, and vice versa. There's going to be good moments, though.
Underneath the center. We haven't seen a lot of that from Caleb Williams throughout his career. 8
snaps in college.
Okay. Another sophomore looking to make his mark, and this is a big question for the young lady right here. What's your outlook for Bo Nix and the Broncos?
Hi. Broncos are absolutely division title contenders.
Hey,
and very much
look
so.
at that.
Like second-tier AFC championship contenders. I think, number one, it's the best combination offensive and defensive lines in the conference, along with Baltimore. But specifically to Bo, how much does Evan Ingram evolve into like what I would say is a Jimmy Graham role? They've got a lot of pretty good wide receivers. We know Cortland Sutton is one of them. Franklin, their second-round wide receiver out of Oklahoma, needs to take a big step. Their offensive line, Kev's going to be top 5, top 4 in the NFL. If Evan Ingram can come on and be that joker that Sean Payton asks him to be, and Bo does a good job of getting him the football where he can just go be the athlete in space that we kind of saw in Jacksonville, they can control the line of scrimmage. They'll be able to run the football. Their screen game's going to be fantastic. And if Franklin takes a big step forward, then you got 2 big-bodied receivers on the perimeter for a quarterback that, as the season went on last year, really came comfortable pushing the ball downfield. He's going to have a big season.
12 touchdowns through week 15 to 18. How do we feel about this?
Laying on a training table during Friday's preseason game had a "I'm just not that into you" vibe. As promised and under threat, Dan Orlovsky is still with us.
Won't
here.
leave us. Yeah.
Sports Center.
That's what it is. Yeah.
It's funny because
I just can't get away.
In the script here, it says, let's talk about a story that never gets old, but that is patently false. So I'm going to deliver this question to you in a Michael Parsons way. How do you think this thing is going to play out?
Where are your nachos?
You got any macaroni and cheese? You got macaroni and cheese I can walk in with, or nachos, whatever it was? I don't think Micah plays week 1. I don't think Micah can play week 1. I don't think Micah should play week 1. They play in essentially 8 days, the Cowboys. They have to go on the road to play against the defending Super Bowl champion. What would have been the point of the last 3-4 months and the public ask of a trade to just go play week 1? And so not only from the principal element of it, obviously the health element of it. He hasn't done any work. He hasn't practiced. Yes, he's an amazing player, an amazing talent, but I don't think it's smart to play from his perspective, nor the team's perspective. So I think the most likely question or situation is, when does it get to a point where he's like, I have to go play football? I just miss playing football. Because I think if you're Jerry Jones, you're banking on that being the most realistic thing than just saying, all right, yep, gonna go play.
For Emmitt Smith, it was 2 games.
2 games, right?
2 games.
Yeah.
But he was like,
cash.
that was enough. Yeah.
And obviously that was a different era, and that team was loaded to talk about the Super Bowl.
Right.
That team offensively was fantastic. If Micah was playing, the big storyline for this team was George Pickens, the addition to the offense. How do you evaluate this offense now that you got Pickens there?
Yeah, it should be a top 12, top 10 offense this season. Obviously, tons of talent on the offensive line because 3 first-round picks. They all have to stay healthy. Tyler Guyton, the second-year offensive lineman out of Oklahoma, is going to take a big step forward. But George Pickens is one of the best I'm covered, but I'm not covered receivers we have in the NFL. Remember everybody thinking DeAndre Hopkins in many ways. And so you add him to a quarterback in Dak Prescott who's comfortable throwing to guys that aren't necessarily having a ton of separation. And then CeeDee Lamb, this is a 1-2 punch that you put into the top 3 or 4 in the NFL. And so the offensive line and their ability to run the football, Brian Schottenheimer has talked to who's their offensive coordinator and play caller and head coach that they want to get back to different formations and motions and shifts. This should be an offensive line and an offensive unit that can control the game, run the football, and take shots down the field. Can their defense keep them in football games to give them the opportunity to do that? But it'll be a very, very difficult offense to contend.
And keep in mind, Dak Prescott's a completely different quarterback when he has a legit number 2 wide receiver.
Totally.
The offense looks fantastic.
Amari Cooper was,
But no one's talking about that.
Sure.
It's all about Mike.
As usual.
Dan, time's yours.
Yeah.
You can go.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just realized I didn't fix my body language either.
Body language screams.
I wasn't bored. I just was indifferent.
Body language screams.